What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Narcolepsy Boy 94 here. Today, we're going to be doing another tier list ranking for the channel. But I have a special guest today who's going to be doing the tier list ranking with me. We're going to be doing our own individual rankings as well. So you'll see the superstar on here more than once. Her rankings might be a little bit different than mine, but that's totally it's fine. 100% is totally good. And we're only doing current superstars. So we have men, we have women in here, but it's just the current base of what WWE and strictly WWE as well is looking like right now, the landscape. Based off how we're going to rank them is people how we feel rank when it comes to their promos, their match quality, their storytelling, their impact, kind of all the above, ranking it all in one. Her criteria may be a little bit different than mine. Like I said, that's a little bit fine, but I'm going to let her introduce herself and make sure introduce herself. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then make sure you guys show her some love. Subscribe to her platforms. She's an upcoming, growing content creator in the community. So, Michelle, who I'll let you introduce yourself. So,
Yes, well, thank you. I am Michelle, as you just said. My Instagram, that's kind of the only thing I'm on right now, is Suplex Songbird. It is spelled just like it sounds. And I'm sure it'll be tagged or posted in the comments, all that jazz. So thank you for having me. This is fun stuff.
yeah, she's still expanding. I'm trying to get her to expand to the other platforms too. So, I got to get her on the other platforms. Got to get her out there. But
Yeah.
today is going to be an interesting ranking. So we're having to re-record this, by the way, too. So this is a take two. I guess you could say. All right. So as you can see, we have the categories right here. We have elite, good. We have elite, great, good, mid, and trash. We're gonna start with the ladies first as well. So where do you feel like Bianca Belair ranks the EST?
Bianca is definitely in the elite category. Um, Skilled all around, especially in the ring, but also just as you said before, we've talked about it, her marketability um, across the board, and she sews her own gear, or at least most of the time, which I think is extremely impressive. Yeah, and she's good with the fans, great with the fans, actually. So absolutely elite for me.
I definitely agree that Bianca belongs in the elite category. I feel like she legit makes an argument to be like top five all time already for women's wrestlers, especially in WWE. Like she got the
Yeah.
WrestleMania main event, she got the championship reigns that were good, the stories that were good, the matches that delivered for sure. Like she's super marketable, somebody that they actually market, on a high level. Like with Cody and with other superstars,
Mm-hmm.
like in the brand deal commercial. She's on the cover of video games. She's in other video games that's not related to WWE. She had her own reality show as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
Bianca definitely is up in the higher criteria. I feel like a lot of people might have forgot maybe how big of a main event star and valuable she is to the women's division because she was in the tag team division for a while, trying to
Yeah.
help out Jade and everything. And she's been injured now, so she's been off TV for
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. But, Bianca definitely is ranking up there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Next person that we have is the man, Becky Lynch. Where do you feel like Becky ranks?
Right up there next to Bianca. I mean, she is the man. She is one of the best. I think she also is up in that top five without a doubt. I've always considered her a favorite of mine, even when she's heel. I mean, the Big Bex thing, like her
Mhm.
gear and all that, that was too much for me. It was beyond just a heel. It was just cringy. But I do love Becky Lynch, and she is totally elite, kind of goat status.
So I've spoke about this many times. People who know me, Becky Lynch is the goat for me. I think she's the greatest women's wrestler of all time that I've definitely seen, especially in the WWE. She checks off every single box. She's the only woman superstar in the history of the company to make a legit argument to say that she was the face of the entire company over any man, any woman for like a year. And even though 2019 necessarily wasn't one of the best years WWE ever had,
Yeah.
Becky Lynch was one of the very few good things about 2019's WWE. So I think that speaks volumes as well. And her consistent of good stories, championship reigns that are good, her match quality, her
Mm-hmm.
promos, her character development. I feel like people underrate her match quality. Like She may not be the most athletic, but legit, you have seen her have good matches with damn near everybody she's been in the ring with. Tiffany Stratton, Bianca, every member of the Four Horsewomen outside of her, Rhea Ripley, Lyra, Trish Stratus. Arguably gave Trish her best match ever in WWE, and that steel cage match. Like, everybody that she's been in the ring with at the highest level. Nia Jax is another one at the highest level. Like, she's given a lot of people their best matches in the company. So she's definitely, to me, she's the GOAT. Next person we have, what about Maxine Dupree, member of the Alpha Academy?
For me, she's definitely between mid and trash. We haven't seen her really in the ring at all since she came over, but since she's been on the roster. I know she is with Natty right now, or Natalia, but until I see her actually do some good stuff in the ring, I'm just not on board with her kind of, this sounds really bad, but her taking up a spot on the roster. So, I am going to go with trash.
Maxine in the trash category. So for me, I'm going to put her in mid. The reason I'm going to put her there, I definitely feel like her in-ring ability is her weakest suit, which I think she's improved a little bit on, and she's definitely trying to improve on. But the reason I'm going to put her in mid, because she has shown at least she has some type of character development where, like, she can be, a little entertaining. I think she has personality, which stands out very good, but she really don't have much to offer as of right now. But then again, she hasn't really been presented on TV doing anything, but maybe there's a reason for that as well. So I'll put her in the mid category. What about Alexa Bliss?
I think Alexa is great. I mean, she's had a long haul now in the company.
Yeah.
She's an acrobat. I mean, her athleticism is absolutely there. People love her in face or heel. And I do think, you and I talked about this the other night, I do think she has relevance still for sure and can build back into the company after her break to be right back in like an elite, like top of the lineup kind of wrestler as far as the storylines go. And she feels like she's supposed to be right back there. So, yeah, I think Alexa's great.
I'm gonna agree with you as well. I can't put her in the criteria with Bianca and Becky. For me, I feel like her in-ring ability it's been decent enough to get her past, but I feel like what really makes her stand out is her character work. Her character work is super great, if you ask me. Whether it was the Goddess, or the stuff she did with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt during the pandemic stuff. I was really intrigued with that whole storyline with Randy and Bray. It didn't have the perfect execution at that WrestleMania, but that story build, that shit was fire, man. I don't care what anybody says. That was
like literally fire.
That was one of the most intriguing things about Monday Night Raw during that Thunderdome era. So, I would put Alexa in the great category for sure. Next up, we have Tiffany Stratton. Where do we feel like Tiffany Stratton lands?
I think because she still has a lot of building and like a lot of time in the company to come, I'm going to put her in good. If you'll hear me out on this, I think she does have good matches. Obviously, she is very over and she's pushed as well. And I think there's a huge future that has actively been building to make her a big deal. Very sellable, Tiffy time, Barbie, just all of it. I think she's extremely well on her way to those higher categories, and we'll just see what's to come.
So for me, I'm actually going to agree with you. Tiffany Stratton, I think, has potential. She obviously has the look. She has the charisma that WWE is looking for in somebody that they want to place in the higher criteria, in the higher echelon for WWE. Obviously, they've been pushing her since she's been on the main roster, and she has only been there, over a year now. Her matches, I think, are pretty solid, but I feel like she hasn't proven that she can carry the weight of being at least a decent champion. Like, her NXT reign really wasn't that special, if we're being honest. Even now, she hasn't really done much as champion. Now, I will say I won't point the finger at her directly and fault her for that, because Io hasn't done much as champion either on the roster.
Mhm.
Like for some reason, WWE on the main roster for Raw or SmackDown has an issue booking consistently good women's champions after they win
Yeah.
the championship. They have good story builds, but when they reach that climax, I mean, shit, they don't really do too much to really stand out to feel relevant or important to the brand like the top
Yeah.
male champion. So
Mhm.
I can't really fault her for that to an extent, but I still feel like she has a lot to prove before I start to rank her higher and higher. So
Yeah.
next, what about Zoe Stark? I feel like this one's going to be a little bit interesting.
And I, of course, hope she's recovering well because that
Yeah, that was a
was
bad injury.
absolutely gnarly. Um, I think she's a really skilled athlete, honestly. Um, and I did feel like she definitely was coming up in just her place on the roster um, and starting to be pushed in more ways, which I was enjoying a bit. But still at a distance, or she was still at a distance, I feel like. But I think she's entertaining to watch. I think she's a good athlete.
So you and I are kind of on the same page for a lot of these. I'm actually going to put Zoe Stark in good as well. I know a lot of people probably going to trip about that. Zoe Stark just doesn't have a strong presentation. That's really all it is. Her
Yeah.
in-ring ability is not bad. Her promos are not bad. Her character work definitely could be tweaked because I feel like she does lack in personality, but
Yeah.
I feel like she could be a great mid carder for them if she was given the opportunity to really stand out and do something. Because obviously she was a part of Pure Fusion Collective, but then they didn't re-sign Sonya Deville, and then they released Shayna Baszler, so she was kind of left by herself. And then she
Yeah.
had that freak knee injury that she's recovering from.
Yeah.
So I feel like she
Oh,
could be a
gnarly.
really good Intercontinental Champion, a really good United States Champion, or even good for the tag team if they were to do something with her
Yeah.
in the tag team. But I've seen her have good matches in NXT. She's had some pretty, solid things on the main roster, the stuff she did with Trish and everything, but she just
Mhm.
doesn't have a strong presentation, keyword presentation, that stands
Yeah.
out to really make her feel like she can really do something on the roster. But as far as her talent, I think she's pretty good.
Yeah. And I think she's workable too. Like she's kind of already right up there in that getting to mid Carter. Like I was saying, like her relevance is there, I feel like. But same shit you said for what needs to be worked on.
What about Jade Cargill?
Jade is great.
Oh, okay.
I think she is just
That's interesting.
a whole picture. I'm glad that she is getting pushed again, like for the singles. I mean, her work in AEW I thought was really impressive, and she was a major. I feel like what was a short amount of time, honestly. I feel like she was a major face of the company for the women's division. I think she's really athletic. I think she does have good matches. I think her mic work actually could improve a little bit, but she has so much of it that's quality to me already. I think it's just getting her in the right storyline to give her that push. But yeah, I like her a lot.
Okay, so we're going to have to definitely agree to.
Disagree.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to agree to disagree on this one. I feel like Jade, she cool, she got potential. She has a phenomenal look. I feel like she definitely is somebody that they obviously want to utilize and make a star. I mean, it's been shown that, not even just by, them pushing her, but I think it was kind of well known, like when she first signed with WWE, like it was pretty obvious, that was somebody that they wanted to use in a high profile spot to be a top star for the women's division.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be too nasty and put her in mid. I'll put her in good. I feel like she still has a lot to improve because, to be honest, she really hasn't shown me anything that she could really stand out on her own 2 feet to really be somebody in the top spot of the women's division to be their top champion. Like, her matches are decent at best. Her promos aren't too terrible. Her character is, it's okay, but I feel like she does have potential. The only reason I'm putting her in good because I don't think she is as terrible in the ring as some people make her out to be. I've seen her have some pretty good, decent matches and stuff, and she's been a little sloppy here and there, but she's still improving and everything. But I feel like she's definitely working on things that she needs to work on. It's just a matter of the longevity of it's really going to pay off in the end for her. So I feel like she has the potential to really to really break that ceiling. I just don't know if she's going to get there as of right now because the way they're pushing her, they clearly, as far as what we've seen,
Yeah.
they clearly want to, push her immediately and right now and do something with her in a top spot. I just don't know if she's ready for that because she hasn't shown me she's ready for that. So next person we have, what about Charlotte Flair?
So people are not going to like this because people will always have a reason to hate Charlotte, whatever that may be. But I think she's between elite and great for me. Just how long of a run she's had within the company. And she is extremely athletic. Like I've said that for a few people on here, but she really is. And like she does know what she's doing in the ring. I've personally never liked her character. I have never liked what they've done with her as a character, like mostly as a heel. But I think that's just her selling it well. Yeah, I think she's really talented and has been a staple in the company for a long time. I'm going to say great.
Charlotte is a Hall of Famer. She is one of the best. She is top 5 all time for women's wrestling and WWE as well for women's superstars. The only thing that really holds me back for putting her in the elite is because she has not shown me any character development over the last decade of her career where she's been able to evolve like we've seen many other superstars have. And she's not somebody who I look at as like John Cena during his peak, who never evolved as well, but John Cena never needed to evolve during that time because he was still having consistently good stories, good matches, some even match of the year candidates, and was still relevant and important to the product at the top, highest level. And I'm not saying Charlotte never was, but her storytelling is not on the same level as somebody like Cena's in that level. Like Cena was able to get booed and cheered but consistently have good stories that made people intrigued to the product, at that time. Charlotte does the opposite. She has some of the worst WrestleMania builds for her matches. The Ronda Rousey build, the Rhea build, the Tiffany build. Now some of those matches definitely hit, but those builds were not great. She's never been able to evolve and expand something outside of just I'm the queen. Woo! Like I want to be the champion. Like ever since 2014, she's been presented on the WWE's television. She has literally been the same. She goes after the world championship. She wants to be the world champion. That's literally been her entire character development existence, her whole career. So the stuff she's doing now with Alexa, I feel like could be good for her because it's pushing her back from the main title picture and it's putting her in a different, different position to do something a little bit different with her career. But if you look at all the people that we're going to put up there, I feel like everybody's been able to develop in some sort. Bianca is the only person that hasn't been able to develop because she hasn't turned heel yet. But when she turns heel on the main roster, she was heel in NXT, but on the main roster, she hasn't turned heel. If she ever turns heel on the main roster, that's something that we could definitely see from her aspect. But I definitely feel like she would be a very good heel on the main roster because I saw her be a very good heel in NXT. And he put that version of it up on the main roster with everything she's already accomplished. I just know she'll kill it. So Charlotte, man, is like... her matches can be really great, though. She's had some of the best women's matches in WWE history. Her match with Rhea, I think, is the best women's WrestleMania match of all time. The match with Becky at Evolution, the first one, is one of the top 5 best women's matches in WWE history to me. So I definitely feel like she's, the Fatal 4-8 at NXT that she had. The match with Natalya in NXT was really good as well. The Hell in a Cell with Sasha. Like, she's had some of the best women's matches we've ever seen. I'm gonna put her in the lead, though. I'm gonna put her in the lead. I feel like when you're talking about some of the best women's wrestlers of all time, I still feel like her name is in that conversation, though. Even though she's never been able to evolve outside of her character development, she is one of the 4 horsewomen that helped revolutionize women's wrestling for the new era that we were going into. So I gotta give respect to that because I feel like that does hold more weight opposed to her lack of character development. So next one, what about Raquel Rodriguez?
She's between mid and good for me. She's been around for quite some time, obviously, and
she has
on the main roster. I don't think she's really seen anything too significant. Obviously, being partnered with Liv the way she has been, because I feel like anything Liv Morgan touches is gold. With Judgment Day and all that. I don't know. I don't feel like her matches are that great, and she feels like slightly less than a mid-carder. I feel terribly saying that for anyone, honestly.
Gotta be honest.
I don't see the biggest place for her right now in the writing. So I think, I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to put her at mid.
Okay. Raquel in mid. I'm going to also agree and put her in mid for me. Her matches I don't think are too terrible, but outside of some of the okay matches that she's had, the match with Rhea in Saudi Arabia was actually pretty good, but other than that, her promos, her character, there's nothing that really screams, putting her any higher than mid for me right now. So,
yeah.
Next, what do we have? Zelina Vega.
All right, this one I feel like is a little tricky. I feel like she's in mid. Just she's not had the best matches. I mean, we saw that that failed 619 recently, but and she's always felt like more of a manager, or just not. Up until now, I'm not gonna lie, like she does feel a lot more relevant and like bigger picture with the belt that she's had and how she came about that, like everything. But before that, it's just she feels like a mid-carder or just kind of background. I like her. I mean, I think it'd be cool to see her pushed a little bit more, but yeah, she just doesn't stand out as one of the big players.
Yeah, she's definitely mid 100%, and I mean that respectfully. Like,
yeah,
they tried to give her a championship, but she got zero pop even after she was champion. I know some people tried to excuse like, well, her theme song wasn't recognizable. Well, her theme song been the same for a while now, so y'all got to recognize it at this point. She still gets no pop. Like, Zelina Vega, just her promos I think are pretty good. I don't think she's terrible at promos, but her in-ring ability is subpar at best. She's never really had like a real banger that I've seen where I was like, damn, like Zelina just had a banger. Like, she's mid. I'm sorry to say that, but there's nothing that really stands out about her to really put her even higher than that. So I think her character development isn't terrible either. Maybe they could try to do something different with her. I don't know. I don't want to say put her in a tag team, but maybe try to give her something different of a character develop, like put her back with Andrade or something, or I don't know. But next we have Austin Theory. How do we feel about Austin Theory?
I know there's been a lot of talk of he's in that category of people that should be pushed. I'm not the biggest fan of his character, just his persona that he's had for however many years now. But that's also like he's being a tool because he's supposed to be a tool. Match-wise, I think he's okay. And I think he could do big things, but he doesn't feel like he is like a face of the company by any means yet. I mean, he could get to that tier, but I think it's going to take a few years. So I'm going to put him in good.
Austin Theory falls in the same category as Zoe Stark for me. He just does not have a presentation. Austin Theory is actually very good, though. He's proven that he can have good matches. His promos aren't terrible. His presentation, if it's corrected, it could be something good for him. And I feel like he could be beneficial to the product as well. He just doesn't have the writers and the company on board with, doing anything with him right now. So he falls in the same category as Zoe Stark as me. Like, I know if they were presented well, they could be very good. He could be a very good mid-carder, and some people believe that he could even reach higher, than that. So next we have Shinsuke Nakamura.
I love Shinsuke. I think he has a unique kind of placement in the company and has kind of unique. Yeah, placement is the right word, I guess. It is fun watching him in the ring. I think he's really skilled, and just having the hard style is cool to like push that as kind of a more traditional type thing. And he has aura. He has an aura that I think everyone likes. I'd like to see more of him, but I think it is that special kind of placement here and there that works. So I'm I'm honestly gonna put him in great. I mean, he's done it for a long time.
Shinsuke in the great category for you. For me, I'm gonna put Shinsuke in the good category. Shinsuke just has zero aura and zero presentation right now. He's pretty much a jobber in WWE now.
Oh
Unfortunately,
yeah.
they fumbled his push back in 2018 when he won the Royal Rumble, and he might be the most wasted Royal Rumble winner we've ever seen, if we're being honest. Um, he could have been a big top baby face for them around that time frame, but they never utilized him as that. And every time he's been the champion, it was terrible. It wasn't really good. He's a very good wrestler. I watched him in New Japan before he came over to WWE in 2016. Like his match with AJ Styles at Wrestle Kingdom, it's one of the best Wrestle Kingdom matches I've ever seen. His stuff with obviously Hiroshi Tanahashi and everything, and like he's done a lot of great stuff in New Japan. But
yeah,
his WWE run has been very subpar, other than NXT, obviously. But
yeah,
he's still a good wrestler. It's just everything else about him just doesn't scream anything spectacular right now.
yeah.
What about Gunther? Where would you place Gunther?
I mean, we had mixed feelings about this before. I think I am going to put him in great. He has really just for me personally, over the past like 6 months plus, he has maybe closer to a year. He has really actually started to stand out as a big player, someone who can hold a championship, and he doesn't feel like background. He's extremely, extremely talented in the ring. He's just like a force kind of to be reckoned with, but still within the confines of what pro wrestling predetermination and kind of choreography is. I think he's being pushed well with his character too, the storyline that they have for him. I think he's really sellable at this point, and I definitely would not have said the same thing a year ago.
Okay, so for me, Gunther, I feel like is one of the wrestlers that some people just don't understand. I think he's a little underappreciated as well. His matches are just freaking insane. I think he's belt to belt one of the best wrestlers you will ever see. He's also the most legit, believable wrestlers you'll ever see. I feel like his promo game is super underrated as well.
Yeah.
I know he's been champion a lot throughout his time in WWE, but that's pretty much his character arc. If people understand it, some people won't. But if you don't understand it, I don't know what to tell you. Gunther, I feel like checks off pretty much every box. Like when you're talking about who's the best wrestler in the world right now, Gunther is one of those people that is in that conversation. And I feel like he's going to accomplish so many more things for the future. For me, though, I'm putting Gunther in elite for me. I feel like he has zero flaws in his game. His promos are good. His matches are really good. His presentation is good. He has no flaws in his game. I've seen no flaws in his game. So this one's gonna be always a hot, interesting topic. Logan Paul.
Gross. I say that, but if we look at everything that he actually has to offer, and a lot of that is because of people's hatred for him, whether in the company or outside of it, they've played off of that. They've played off of him being an influencer, just coming in. It's like, what do you think you're doing? You're a YouTuber. What are you doing coming into this company? But I do think it was a smart move. I think he is one hell of an athlete. I think his matches are really impressive. And I mean, how much is he ranking in just attention-wise because people don't like him? Or if they do, I mean, he's so marketable.
He does have fans. People forget about that. He does have fans too. So,
and I don't necessarily like him in the company because I felt the same way when he came along. I'm like, what? Like, get it? This is not your place. Like, get the hell out of here. Just attention seeking, but it's smart, and I think he's really good in the ring. So I put him at good.
I will place Logan Paul in the good category as well. I feel like he's been very neutral for where he's been in WWE. This is how I break down Logan Paul. He's very good enough to be able to know his spots at this point and execute and deliver his part of the match. but I don't think he's great enough to lead a match and lead a story yet.
Yeah.
Could he get there? Possibly, if he's really dedicated to this and wants to get better. I feel like he can only move up from here because they continue to put him with their top best stars. So they obviously, value him at a high level. He is super marketable because of the type of social media draws that he gets, not only through the social media platforms, but the eyes that he can bring to the product, whether you like him or don't like him.
Yeah.
So Logan Paul is a very unique superstar. Very controversial superstar, you could say. Next one, we have the best in the world, CM Punk.
I love Punk. I feel like some people will not agree with this, but I put him in elite. I mean, his promos are next to none. I feel like right now, I would say his actual matches are not the best. He's a little slower for sure, but he's still good. And I think his placement in the company right now is absolutely doing good things. Yeah, I think they're involving him in decent enough ways, even though he is an old head, I would call him. And what he did back in the day, like 2011, was 2011 when he had his championship run?
2011, 2012, yeah.
Yeah. Like what he did back then too, I think he's a crucial part of the company's history and the current. So he's up there for me.
CM Punk is the lead. I don't even need to elaborate even further. He's one of the greatest of all time. There's nothing else need to be said. If anybody disagrees, you just don't like CM Punk. So
that's kind of how I
feel. Next we have, what about Jey Uso?
I put Jey in good. I think it's gonna get a lot of hate. I think it's more so just persona and crowd work, and how they pushed him has gotten him to kind of where he is. But it wasn't until this past year that he has felt relevant at that level for me. When they finally pushed him, he still isn't. I don't think he has the full hand, like the full picture, like some of the people in the higher categories. I love him, but he just doesn't do it for me on that level.
Yeah, so I'm going to put Jey in the good category as well. I feel like for me, Jey Uso has reached a popularity level that nobody ever expected. I mean, he's one of their top 2 baby faces in the company right now. His matches, I don't think, are as bad as some people make it out to be sometimes. He's like hit or miss, though. Like, sometimes he can give you a really good match, and then the next match you'll have will be very average. His promos are okay at best. But he obviously has a connection with the crowd that is undeniable. People vicariously live through Jey. Like, he's a cool superstar. He has a cool entrance. Like, he has a cool presentation. I feel like there are a lot of people who watch wrestling, and, when they watch, they look at Jey like, man, I would love to be that guy. He's one of those type of people. So I'll put him in the good category because I do feel like he is able to produce some good quality stuff. I don't know if he is at like main event scene for, that's part of his nickname, but he's definitely good enough to produce good quality. Speaking of the bloodline, though, his little brother Solo Sikoa, where would you rank Solo?
I feel like Solo is better outside of the ring than in it. Honestly, he just seems to have done very well in the storylines that he's in as a manager, as kind of the leader, the tribal chief, but not the OTC. I don't know. He just doesn't, to me, he doesn't feel like someone that's actually a contender to do stuff in the ring. Definitely not belt wise. I'm going to say mid.
Okay. Solo in the mid category for you. Okay. For me, I'm actually going to put Solo in the good category. I feel like Solo, his matches are okay. The match with Cody and Steel Cage I thought was very good. The stuff he did with Roman, the tribal combat match was good. The tag team match stuff they had. I feel like his presentation was a lot better when he was the enforcer and didn't speak much. He had more aura and more believability to his character at that time. Now he's showing more personality. He's very funny, goofy at times and everything. I think a lot of people like that side of Solo as well. So I feel like he does have stuff to offer, for what he's been presented as. I don't see him like being a top guy per se. but I feel like, he's always somebody in the company that could be, just usable, for
Yeah.
wherever they want to place him. Next person, what about Carmelo Hayes?
I think Carmelo is talented, for sure. I think he is sellable, like very sellable. I'd like to see him more on the main roster, like at that level, because he definitely has potential in that way, I think. I'm going to put him in good.
That is a, no pun intended, very good placement for Carmelo Hayes. I definitely feel like he's good as well. Obviously, he hasn't been presented on TV much where I think people want him to be yet, but I think the ceiling's still high for Melo. I feel like he's still got a bright future. His in-ring is his best strong suit. I feel like his promos have gotten better. His presentation and character work definitely could use more personality as far as being, presented on the main roster where you're competing with the big dogs. But I feel like he definitely needs a better presentation though. Where he's at right now, doing stuff with the Miz, or not even being on TV is kind of crazy. So
yeah.
Next one, R-Truth, aka Ron Killings.
He is very crucial to the company in being whatever they need him to be, and just entertaining. I mean, him alone, and specifically, how much of a difference has he made over many, many years as people that would possibly tune in or say maybe they would go to a commercial break versus not, like between matches to see the backstage stuff. Who would stick around or how many would stick around and just watch because they knew R-Truth would show up at some point? I don't think within WWE he's shown much like in the actual ring, but I don't think his purpose has been in the ring too much. He has his TNA career, obviously. But with all that being said, I think I am going to put him in great just because of what he means to the company. For the presentation and just within the company itself.
So R-Truth, Ron Killings, I feel like is one of the most respected, obviously beloved superstars of all time. That movement showed, when he got released or wasn't re-signed, and they obviously demanded that he be brought back.
Yep.
His presentation in WWE has been more goofy and entertaining and stuff like that, which has worked for him and why a lot of people really loved R-Truth's gimmick. I've also watched him outside of WWE though, and I saw his run in TNA. I seen what he can do in the ring. Very athletic. He has extreme charisma, extreme personality. His babyface work is really good, but a lot of people seem to forget he could be a great heel as well. Like his Little Jimmy run, but even stuff before that in TNA and everything, like he can be a spectacular heel. I feel like R-Truth for me is elite. I think R-Truth really checks off like every box you could possibly think of. He obviously never got the big, main event push on WWE's television that we saw opposed to TNA. But I feel like R-Truth is somebody that you could place in any spot, whether it's mid-card, main event scene, or even jobber, and he'll make it work. Like he could be a jobber and still make it work somehow and still feel relevant to the product over most people who are champions. Like R-Truth could be a jobber on your brand and feel more important than some of your champions on the roster. So that takes special talent. That takes a special talent, if you ask me. Like you can't script or write that. Like you just have to have the talent to be able to do that. So
and we'll see what he does moving forward as Ron Killings.
Last person, we have Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas, for people who know him back in the Bo Dallas days. But Uncle Howdy,
I think the purpose being served right now is just for the idea of keeping Bray alive, or the Fiend, which obviously he's his own person, and I think he is kind of really developing beyond that. But it doesn't feel like anything that would lead to many matches. And I don't know what he could do right now holding his own, as far as where they would want him in the card or anything more than that. So I don't know. I mean, I think his history with the company is great. So, and obviously his persona, I mean, he really plays into it. It's not my cup of tea necessarily, but I respect it. So I think I'll put him in good.
Yeah, Uncle Howdy definitely is keeping the spirit of Bray alive. Rest in peace. I was never a big fan of the Bo Lee stuff, if I'm being honest. I was never
Yeah.
into the whole Bo Lee character, all that stuff. Like his matches were okay, his promos, yeah, they were okay. He never really was somebody that stood out to me. I feel like the Uncle Howdy stuff is probably standing out more just because of the character arc and the type of storytelling they can do with that if it's done right. I like the presentation of the Wyatt stuff. I'm into the whole cryptic, stories, mystery type stuff. Like I like those type of characters and things that are being portrayed. Um,
Mhm.
I feel like if presented right, this could be really good things for him moving forward and everybody involved in the group. If this was the Bo Dallas character, he would be in mid for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, it would be mid, but I'll put him in good because I do feel like the Uncle Howdy character does have some type of aura to it that definitely you could feel attached to Bray, which obviously is going to continue to make him popular.
Yeah.
The stuff they're doing with the tag teams and stuff, I think is really good. I like the whole tag team division on SmackDown. I think that's been presented very well.
Yeah.
And even the stuff he did before, he got injured and was off TV for a while. The stuff that he was doing with Carrion and all the other stuff, like I feel like his
Mhm.
presentation has been really good. As long as they keep him out of the championship picture for now, I think all they have to do is just tell good stories with him. So I'm on board what they've been doing with Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six. I don't mind it. I've actually been really entertained and enjoyed what they've been doing in that tag team division. So I'll put
Yeah.
him
I
in the
want
good category. Like I said, if this was the Bo Dallas character from the old days, it would be mid for me because there was nothing that stood out about me to really put that higher than mid. Like it was always going to be a mid character. It was never going to go further than that.
Yeah, and last thing on him, like currently, I don't see how you can kind of go up to any singles belt level with the Wyatt Six and just that whole presentation, unless he does branch out more predominantly, I guess, and kind of lower that whole party down a bit. So I don't see the whole that whole storyline coming with a championship push.
These are our rankings right here officially. They are locked in. I'm sure some
Mm-hmm.
people are gonna go crazy in the comment section,
Oh, of
but
course. That's why we're here, because we love
let
to talk about it.
let us know how you feel in the comment section. If you agree, that is great. If you disagree, let us know why you disagree. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more tier list rankings, let me know in the comment section of ideas that you have and different things that you'd want to see me do on the channel. You could also click the playlist and the video below to check out more future videos and to check out the No Name Wrestling Podcast. All episodes right there in the playlist below. Michelle, thank you for coming on. Appreciate
Yeah,
you taking
thank
the
you.
time out of your day to do this tier list ranking. Make sure you guys follow her content, check out her stuff, show her some love. She's an upcoming creator, so once again, want to spread the love out there to all the creators out there. And thank you for taking the time once again. This
Yeah,
was an
sure
interesting
thing.
making. We had a lot more in common than we didn't. So we have a lot more of the same
Yeah.
kind of criteria and same agreements. There were some that we definitely disagreed with, but that's totally fine.
Yeah. No, I love it. Thanks for having me. This is fun as hell, and I'd love to be back for another one.